You're completely burnt out. You're running on fumes, and you probably think your grueling career is the reason you're always so exhausted, right? Well, you're dead wrong.
Picture this. You finally collapse onto the couch after a massive 10-hour day. Literally all you want is 10 minutes of total silence. And then your phone buzzes. It's that friend. You know the one. The constant drainer who only ever calls to dump all their drama on you. Or worse, it's that subtle manipulator who completely expects you to drop absolutely everything to fix their life right now. So what do? You compromise your own sanity and you listen. But the very second you try to express how burnt out you are, boom, they hit you with it. Wow, you are just too sensitive. You completely freeze. The script totally flips. And suddenly, you're sitting there drowning in guilt, wondering, wait a minute, am I the bad friend here? Am I the toxic one?
Well, here is the twisted truth. You aren't the problem at all. The people doing this to you, they don't look like villains in a movie. They look like totally normal, everyday friends and colleagues. But they are quietly destroying your peace. So let's actually uncover who these people really are.
Section 1. The hidden exhaustion cause.
Section 2. Drainers and subtle manipulators. Look, the wrong people rarely look toxic at first glance. So who are these hidden energy thieves? Let's look at suspect number 1, the constant drainer. This is the person who always, and I mean always, has a crisis, but mysteriously, they never seem to have a solution. Every single conversation revolves around their struggles, their stress, their negativity. At first you feel empathy, right? You listen, you support them, you try to help. But over time, there's a shift. You actually start feeling completely mentally exhausted just from interacting with them.
And hey, this exhaustion isn't just in your head. It's a very real psychological phenomenon called emotional contagion. You are literally absorbing the mood of the people around you. If someone constantly carries around this heavy negativity without making any effort to grow, well, it slowly becomes your heavyweight too. Helping people is a good thing, absolutely, but carrying someone who flat out refuses to stand on their own 2 feet, that is going to drain you dry.
But what if the energy theft is even quieter? Enter the subtle manipulator. They don't shout, they don't use obvious control, they influence you really quietly. They totally weaponize guilt, dropping heavy phrases like, "After everything I did for you." They can twist situations so perfectly that suddenly they're the victim, and they're telling you, you're the one who made me act like that.
Over time, you just start overthinking all your own decisions. You constantly feel like you're the one who messed up. This is gaslighting. It's a manipulation tactic that completely damages your confidence, and it happens completely under the radar. The crucial thing to understand here is that these people do not respect your reality. They reshape it entirely to benefit themselves, and they just leave you exhausted, totally doubting your own mind.
Section 3. The one-sided connection.
This cycle of being used is just incredibly common, especially for young professionals who are super eager to be team players. Look at how this plays out. Minute 1, they call you in an absolute hair-on-fire crisis. Hour 1, you literally drop everything to help them. But then, flash forward to week 1, you hit a snag and you need a favor. Suddenly, by week 2, they are distant, unavailable, or just so crazy busy right now. At first, you make excuses for them. You think, oh, they're just going through a tough time. But listen, patterns do not lie. Healthy relationships are mutually caring. If you're constantly the one giving, the one adjusting, the one understanding, you aren't actually in a connection. You're just in a cycle of being used.
Section 4. Jealousy and boundary crossing.
Here is where we meet the jealous supporter. These ones are really tricky because outwardly, they look like they're totally in your corner. But look at the difference here. Healthy support celebrates your wins freely. Jealous support? That involves really forced compliments and this distinct, weird shift in energy when you succeed. They're the ones who look at your hard-earned promotion and say, "Wow, must be nice. You're so lucky." Instead of actually being happy for you, they compare. Psychology links this directly to insecurity-driven jealousy. And the devastating result? It creates this awful tension that forces you to shrink your own wins and actually hide your success just to keep the peace. But real support should literally never make you feel guilty for growing.
And right alongside the jealous supporter is the disrespectful boundary crosser. The warning signs are clear as day. First, they just ignore your no. They don't take it seriously. When you express discomfort, they laugh it right off. When you try to explain why you're upset, they minimize your feelings. Now, at first, it might just seem like a quirky personality trait, but repeated boundary violations send a very clear psychological message to your brain. Your comfort does not matter.
If you stay close to someone like this, you slowly start tolerating way more than you ever should, until sheer disrespect just starts to feel totally normal.
Section 5. The power of distance.
So what do we actually do about all of this? The reality is, some of these people aren't inherently bad people. They might just be completely unaware or struggling deeply themselves. But here's the thing. Awareness doesn't cancel impact. Protecting your peace is absolutely still your responsibility. You don't need to hate them. You don't need to stage some dramatic, aggressive intervention. You definitely don't need to write a 10-page essay explaining why you're stepping back. Really, you just need distance.
Let's break down the exact steps to achieve this. Step 1. Allow less access. Closeness is power, and the people you let get close to you actively influence how you think and how you see yourself. So restrict that access. Step 2. Set clear boundaries. Healthy people might not always agree with your boundaries, but they will absolutely respect them. And step 3. Cultivate more awareness. Learn to spot these patterns early. You lose absolutely nothing by creating distance from the wrong people. What you actually do is gain clarity, you gain immense peace, and you finally make that vital space needed for much healthier connections.
Which brings us to a final, incredibly important thought for this explainer. Not everyone who enters your life is actually meant to stay close. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your life's journey. So take a really hard look at the people sitting in your front row right now. Are they lifting you up, or are they slowly draining you? Who is in your front row? Keep that question with you today, and go take back your energy.